So I have a couple blocks of wood here. I got this block of oak right here out of this ugly old piece of oak that I found. But as you can see, on the inside, underneath all that ugliness, it's very pretty. And then I have a block of ingrain that I glued together. Oak and whatever types of wood. I'm pretty sure it's mostly just oak, all oak. And this I actually cut out of this. Just some other pieces of wood I have glued together. I have a couple blocks. So I just cut it kind of pretty. This is actually going to be the bowl. Ingrain on top. I kind of have my X there where I'm going to cut the bowl at. So I have to have a hole going down through here, matching up with a hole coming out here, and then that hole is going to lead into the stem. So of course I have to cut a hole through this. And this is one that I actually messed up, and I just kept it for an example to kind of show people how you have the bowl, a hole coming out from behind the bowl into the chamber that I bored in here. This is going to be the drill bit I used to drill the first holes. First I had to just drill just a simple hole going through these things. So I kind of have to line this up, and I want my hole pretty much center with this. So I'm going to go center this up about right there. Now that I see where about the height of it, then I'm going to come here off of that line, and then I'm just going to center about that height. So we want to be about where that line is. Just kind of put it X, pretty much as center as possible. Don't even have to. So now I have my X's, my two X's for the top hole, and then the back hole. So when I drill these holes, this hole is going to go straight down, and then it's going to come through and meet up together. Alright, so I got the bowl right here set up in a vise, clamped down. I got my drill bit in here, and I set the table to where when I take this drill bit, it'll just go a little bit past the other X. Not much further. Now the same thing with this one. I want to adjust this. See, that's a little bit too far past, so I'm going to move this table down some. Oh, it's right about perfect with that hole. And still I go a little bit past just to make sure it's clean. Now I just freehand it just to make sure it's all that stuff's cleaned out. Hollowed out. Now I have like pretty much a super clean open hole. I can see the light, so it's pretty clean through there, but this hole right here, it's just going to stay the same. It's just going to stay like that. Of course, I'll sand it a little bit. Now this one, I want to bore this one out for the actual bowl. now I'm going to have to run that drill bit through there again just to open that hole back up. So there you go. I used the bit, kind of round off the bottom a little bit. Then I ran this bit back through just to clean up the holes real good. So now they're very clean. I mean, you can blow through it. You can hear it. So now we got to bore a hole through this guy. I think I'm going to make the chamber pretty much the same size as I made the bowl. So this guy. Definitely think it's about, want to make sure that it's not going to go all the way through. I just want it. Guess that chamber would be good enough. About right there. Go. So there's your big air chamber, smoke chamber, and then there's the hole you're going to hit off. Alright, so I had to mark my lines. So after I glue this together, I remember where this chamber is inside of this wood. Because if I don't remember where this chamber is, I can sand way too close like that. Like that's how I messed this one up. I actually cut or sanded too close, so I ended up opening up this chamber, and it was pretty much ruined once I went too far. So once I glue this together, I'm not going to be able to see where the chamber is anymore. So I had to have me some lines just to guide me, so I kind of know where to cut and how far to sand. I did it on two sides, and once it's glued together, it's going to be one piece like this. So then I'll have to actually start shaping the bowl how I want it, actually rounding off the stem, and then I'll have to drill the hole, you know, for the shotgun. Like this is actually going to be stuck inside like that, but sticking out some. But as you can see, this hole is kind of smaller hole. So that hole is actually just going to sit right in kind of the middle of this bigger hole. So I'm going to glue it on there like that. You know, so when people, I've had people talk about, well, when you glue it together, then you're smoking glue. No, see, because that little hole right there, if you do actually suck on this thing hard enough for a flame to come through there, which is not likely, it's still not going to really hit any glue, because that hole right there is obviously way bigger than that hole. So the glue is going to actually be around that hole. This bowl is just a solid piece, end grain on top. You really want the end grain on top, because that stops it from burning as fast as, like, say, like the side grain like this. So if you put the bowl right here on the with the grain going this way, it's likely to burn faster rather than going down into the end grain. Anyway, just some information. But so I'm gonna glue this together like that, and I'm gonna clamp it and just let it sit and dry for around 24 hours or more. Now that'll just stay clamped for 24 hours or so, probably longer, you know. Alright, so this thing dried. I had it clamped up for, I guess, around 24 hours. You really need to be like really relaxed. This is the part when I start shaping it, kind of like this one, where like you can spend 2 days working on something like this, and then when you're finishing it, you can go a little too far and just it'll be useless. Like I just cut this open just as an example. I messed it up, so I was like, well, I could just use that as an example just to show people how the chamber is in there and how it works. The shotgun I'm planning on doing now, to be very careful, as you see my lines here, right there and right there. So I'm gonna start on these edges right here. I'm gonna just start sanding these edges. Takes a little longer, but not that much because I have a pretty good sander, so it doesn't really take that. It takes some time, but I'm just gonna try to just round these corners off instead of cutting them and taking a chance of the blade going crooked and hitting the hole. That's what I don't want. So I'm just gonna like just round the edge off. Then I'm gonna start shaping this bowl. I have a couple lines. I'm gonna try to just sand all the way down to this line and just kind of make it kind of round. And then this way, I'll probably try to round it a little bit that way, like that, you know, like this. If I can go with the camera. Kind of like that, round it off. Just shape it, make it pretty. And I was also thinking about the shotgun hole. I was telling you I'm going to put a dowel rod in the side. But then I was thinking, you know, you got the lefties and the righties. You know, some people like their finger right here on the shotgun hole. Some people like it over here, their finger on the shotgun hole. So I was thinking I'll just do like a submarine type thing, where whether you're a lefty or righty, if I got, no, did I get it right? Yeah, righty, lefty. But you could just, you know, hold it like that. When it's round, it'll be easier to hold, but you just, so you could have your finger on top of that while you're lighting it, or this way with that finger if you want. So it's like a righty and a lefty. So I think that was a pretty good idea. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to put the shotgun hole in the top, kind of like a submarine. So enough talking. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling relaxed. Drank me a few beers. And I'm just going to take my time. That's why you want to be relaxed. You don't want to be in a hurry. Because this sander, it sands fast. So I just have to barely just sand, rotate it, take my time, and just go with it. Not be in any rush, because if I go too far, it's 2 days of work done, you know, or a whole day at work, and then today I just ruin it. Alright, so I'm actually thinking I like the size of the bowl. I kind of like it big. I don't know. Shotgun. Lighting it. I think it seems like seems comfortable. It's a little big. Maybe hold it like that with the shotgun. It's kind of comfortable. So I want the shotgun on the top. I guess I do need to take the bowl down more so the hole, because I want the hole in the middle. So I guess I'm gonna kind of keep going and just kind of keep going to where it's kind of, what do you call it, symmetrical. I want the hole right in the middle of the bowl. Well, I think that's pretty much about the shape that I like it. I just kind of go with it, and I just, you know, just sand and sculpt it and shape it, and I'm pretty happy with this one. It almost reminds me of a bee. You guys know that bees really seem to like me, and that just kind of reminds me of the shape of a bee. So I guess I have to name this something bee or something. I don't know, the bee pipe. And I don't know, maybe the snorkel can represent the wings or something. But that's the next thing I'm gonna do. I'm going to drill the hole. I'm actually going for this next. Drill the hole for the snorkel. Drill the hole. Once I drill the hole, then I'm just gonna like fine sand the crap out of this. 150 grit, then I hit 220 grit, probably like all the way up to 500 grit or something, whatever I have. I don't even know what the highest grit I have, but I'm gonna go to the highest grit and just sand super freaking smooth.
Sand in a bowl, drinking a beer.
Hey man.
Oh Lord.
I work. I work whenever I can.
And he's got quite a fine little piece of sand,
But,
piece of bowl there.
Yeah, I was over here showing off my work to Jimmy. Look how shiny it is. Ain't even got a finish on it yet.
This looks like something off the Smurfs. That bitch is too cool.
Look how shiny it is, man.
I like that black line in it.
Using that 800 grit, just hand sanding.
Yes, sir.
For like hours. I'll sit here for like at least an hour,
No sawdust.
Sit here and sand this freaking thing. But look how shiny it is, man, without even a finish on it yet. Now I still got to put my snorkel in there. But that thing's pretty.
I want to go snorkeling. Yeah, it's a very pretty piece of wood, man. It's beautiful.
Well, it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of wood.
Yeah.
It looks like one piece of wood. Like how I sanded that right there, it just blends in. You can't even tell that it's glued, really.
You can't, but you can kind of see. It helps when you're showing them, like they can see it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice and smooth, man. Just sit here.
He came in with that thing. I was like, damn, look at that.
And you could do the 800 grit in the house. Like, I mean,
that's like.
It's so fine that it really doesn't even create sawdust, really. I mean,
yeah.
Like maybe particles.
Particles, yeah.
Yeah,
you consider that as.
You know?
Yep.
But just keep on rubbing.
Yes, sir. Rub it out. Y'all be sure to subscribe now, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Here's the finished product. Look how shiny it is. It don't even have a finish on it yet.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely the most intensive sanding I've ever seen you do to a pipe.
It's very clean. Nah, I sand them all like this. I use that same 800 grit on all of them.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty.
We're gonna put a screen in it also. But I'm gonna put some. I have this coconut oil right here, warming up, making it all liquidated.
Liquidated. You having a sale? We've liquidated our entire inventory.
So I'm just gonna take a little bit on this paper towel here. I do this to all my pipes. I just use some coconut oil. That way it's not, you know, I don't want to put a finish on there where it might be harmful if a flame gets to it. So, and I don't even do the inside. I just kind of go around the outside and make it real pretty. And look at that. Look what it does. It makes it even more prettier. Look at that.
Jeez.
Look, compared the difference.
Yeah.
And I've done pipes like, I mean, years ago with coconut oil, and it still looks pretty like this. So, or
And it's nice for, you know, people that are smoking through it. It's like all natural. And
look at that ingrain on the top. Oh, and one point I wanted to make about the ingrain, I came up with it with kind of an example. As everybody knows, I'm a pyro. When you put firewood in the fire, you lay it long ways, grain cross, like going like this, so it burns. You know, you never see someone stand a log up in the fire like that. You know what I mean? And I've put a log standing up in the fire like that just to sip my coffee on it to warm it up. You know what I mean? And it just burns. It takes a lot longer to burn, we'll just say. But yeah, here we go, y'all. It's just finished, beautiful, very beautiful pipe. Ingrain,
that's so pretty.
Ingrain up, ingrain up. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of wood. Did I get that right? 1,
7,
2,
right?
3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and 7. Yep.
Good job, babe. You did a good job.
It's It's beautiful.
Daddy do a good job, Elion?
It's beautiful. I love it.
He's doing a good job.
That's actually one of the nicest, cleanest holes, too, that I've done. Very clean. Very clean. So we'll grab one of these bad boys. And we just kind of stick it in there. So now there's a screen in there.
Nice.
Fancy.
Yep.
Fancy.
Very nice.
So instead of calling this the shotgun, it's actually the snorkel. So look, you can hold it like that. You can be a lefty, or it could be a righty.
Dang right.
Or you can hold it like this. I have to say this is I think this is my favorite. One of my favorites that I've ever made. Possibly like my favorite.
So what do you call it? You named them all. What'd you name this one?
I think I'm calling this the Bumblebee. I think this is the Bumblebee.
Awesome. I like it.
Oh, I love it. This is amazing. I can't tell you. This has turned out amazing. Can it be woodwork?